Hey everyone, now it's time to start looking in choosing your brand colors and looking at complementary and contrasting colors. So, with your brand, the right colors is really important to get a strong, recognizable brand identity. Most brands have a really strong color that works, and the colors evoke emotions. That's why they're important, and they influence our perception and can impact how business can be perceived. So, if we understand complementary and contrasting colors, we can build a really nice color palette that we can put across all our social media. So, with our brand colors, we need to be aware of the emotional impact, the brand recognition, and differentiation. Okay. So, with colors, they do evoke specific emotions. For example, most people don't have a red bedroom because it'd be very hard to sleep. So, blue is often associated with trust and professionalism. We see so many gyms of blue, and red can convey energy and passion. You always see an environmental based company with green because green shows tranquility and stuff like that. Now, with brand recognition, consistent use of colors across the branding materials helps create a recognizable and cohesive brand identity. Same colors used all the time. People recognize the colors. And differentiation, you need to look at your competitors and see if everyone has the same color. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean those colors are bad. It just means that they might be saturated. So we have complementary colors and we have contrasting colors. So with complementary colors, they're opposite to each other in the color wheel. When they're placed next to each other, they create high contrast, making both colors stand out. They're striking and eye-catching, that makes you stand out. They can be quite balanced, which is used in moderation. Just be careful not to overuse them because they can cause eye strain and overwhelm. Okay, strategic use of it. Now, with contrasting colors, they differ significantly in hue, lightness, and saturation, and they're different when they're placed next to each other, but still similar enough. Okay, so they improve text readability and they ensure that important information stands out. When we talk about fonts, what we look at with fonts, if we have different bold versus like italics, it creates contrast as well, because does the same thing. So it can draw attention to specific elements such as your call to action or a key message in your content. And you need to make sure that it's accessible. So bright yellow with like a light yellow wouldn't be very good, for example, because a lot of people with visual impairments may not be able to read it. Okay, so how are we going to do it? We need to pick colors that align with your brand's personality and values. For PT business, energetic, motivating colors like orange or green, or calming colors like blue or gray. I picked orange for my personal brand, and we all can see the Ascend colors there. Orange for my personal brand because it's a bit more standout, it's a bit more ostentatious, a bit more confident, whereas blue, it's more of a professional color that we're looking for. A balanced palette, so you'll have primary, second, and accent colors. These are the colors that you're going to use across all your material. So you might have your headline for something in your primary color, and then you might have your contrasting color underneath it to make the subpoint. Okay, if you're using a post where you've got, say, blue, you might use orange on it as your complementary color to make sure that it sticks out and really, pops. Okay, you want to test these colors in various formats. So print, digital, social media, it should work all across the board. So light yellow, for example, or really light hue of pink might not show up on print media and might be hard to read on social media. Be careful of color association. So just make sure that colors resonate with your target audience. If you're in that particular country, you will understand that and you'll know what colors are kind of like the important ones to that color. I know in some countries you can't use the colors of the flag, for example, just something to be aware of and look into where you're at. And again, your color palette needs to be used consistently across the board. You cannot be changing colors all the time. So look at color psychology, Google what colors mean and see which one resonates with you and your brand and the voice that you want to have. Okay. Ascend is very much about professionalism and getting, highest quality out. So we chose blue for that. Whereas my personal brand is, more outspoken opinions. So it's orange just stand out more. Okay. I want people to see my personal brand and go, oh shit, what's happening? Versus Ascend, I want them to know that it's a trusted source. Okay. Utilize the color tools to help you select and pick the complementary and contrasting colors that work well together. It's actually a really fast task and it's actually quite fun. And if you need help, ask a graphic designer or ask a team. We'll be able to help you out with that. Good luck picking your colors. See you next module.